that brings us to Texas A&M, where I don't know what the expectations are now because A&M went on the road, the great state of Florida, and gave up 48 points to the Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah.
I could not have been more impressed with Miami. And you know that I felt really good about the Canes coming into the season. I was kicking around
Yeah.
terms like 9-3 seasons,
Sure.
and I felt better about where their line was at. I thought the coaching hires were savvy. TVD is healthy. The defense should have been good last year. It wasn't, but this year it just everything figured to be better. I didn't think they had a game like this in them, man.
No, neither
I
did I.
didn't I
Continue.
didn't think that they had a game like this. You want to talk about night and day from a year ago. This was an offensive line that dominated. It gave a very healthy Tyler Van Dyke. We should call him Tyler Van Dyke again now that
Did you see his mom's jersey? It read Van Dyne on
I
the
know,
back
I
with the
know, I
Y,
know.
which I thought was a nice touch. Continue.
If she's saying it's all right, then I think we got to go with it
Of
too.
course.
He had a ton of time to pick his spots. He went for 374 and 5 touchdowns. Miami had some big pass plays, whether it was to Xavier Restrepo, Jacoby George with 3 touchdowns, Colby Young, who we talked about in the preview. TVD, like my concern with Miami was who are the receivers? Is he going to be comfortable with them? That concern went out the window almost immediately because it's clear TVD is comfortable with these guys. When he has time, they can get open. That was a really positive sign for me. Um, I don't know what this means for expectations for Miami. They're another team that we tweeted out jokingly on the Twitter feed that what does it mean for college football if both Miami and Texas are back at the same time?
Mhm.
Seems like a lot of energy that didn't previously exist in the college football ether could be back in a big way this season. Let's first address the Miami, I guess, arc now as we move forward, and we can come back to A&M and what it means for them because that's a whole different story altogether.
Sure.
But Miami 48-33, Dan. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, so the adjective I would use to describe Miami's performance, and we don't fully understand the context of what a win over Texas A&M in 2023 means, right? It could end up being crazy impressive as A&M bounces back and fixes things along the lines, and Connor Weigman becomes more comfortable as he's more entrenched as the starter with Bobby Petrino, whatever. But in terms of what Miami did against the team in front of them today, the adjective I would use is overwhelming,
Yeah.
right? Because of what they did to the Texas A&M offensive line, because of how the quality that Miami's own offensive line, which was still kind of a question coming into the season. I think they're starting a true freshman at right tackle, CC Mauigoa. It's Francis, but it's short for CC, which I think is a great, shortening of a name. He held up really well protecting Tyler Van Dyne, and the ability to distribute the ball with the time he had. It was wild to see against a DJ Durkin defense first and foremost, against the defensive line that Texas A&M has and we thought would be able to generate more pressure. They seem stonewalled for the
Yeah.
most part.
And my question is, I
Yeah.
guess, on that point, is it a Miami line thing? Is it a Texas A&M scheme thing? It should not be a Texas A&M talent thing. I think we're
Right.
past that, given the last couple of recruiting classes and what they've done in the portal. That to me was really the question. And just in perusing the internet a little bit,
Mhm.
that seems to be everybody's question. Like what exactly happened there that Miami had so much time, Tyler Van Dyke could pick his spots, throw for 5 touchdowns, and A&M didn't really disturb him all that much.
No, I guess generally speaking, I would assume the thought was if we bring more guys, if we're blitzing more often, we think TVD will pick us apart even more. It was sort of a pick your poison moment that they had belief based on last year, based on the obvious talent that Texas A&M has up front, that they would be able to get to him or pressure him enough to force him into bad decisions or shorter throws. Obviously, not the case. And so the fact that Miami got stronger over the course of this game, the fact that Miami started out a little bit slowly, big plays from Texas A&M, some miscues in all 3 phases, and then over the course of this game, realizing that there's a lot of grass to be had in
Yeah.
our passing game. This did not look like a Mario Cristobal gorilla ball squad, as we like
No.
to call it. This
No.
was, and they ran the ball well enough, but they realized that this is where the opportunity is through the air. And so for conversation's sake, a Miami who is able to do this against a team as talented. We don't know how good Texas A&M is, but a team as talented as Texas A&M appears to be on both sides of the ball. I don't know about their offensive line in this moment, to be clear. It definitely changes the conversation we can have on our extended Monday show or our Thursday show about what the ACC is looking like with a questionable Clemson, a possibly surging Miami, and a Florida State that obviously looks to be the king at the moment. So, no, I think it's great for college football. Not from a like Miami, when Miami's good, college football is better, but from a I like more good teams. I like good quarterbacks. Miami appears to be a good team on both sides of the ball. TVD appears to be healthy and himself.
Looked very comfortable.
Looked super
It helps when you
comfortable.
have that kind of time,
Yes.
but he looked very, very comfortable.
But yeah, Miami looked like a top 15 team without a doubt. Even if you went with, Texas A&M minus 3.5 on the road.
I think A&M had a bad game plan.
I did too.
I think it was a game planning thing, honestly. The way that they just couldn't get to TVD. And I don't somebody's gonna ask the question, who is closer to the A&M program than you and I, and we'll get our answers perhaps. At least we'll hear what the coaches have to say. But when you have this much talent on defense and give up 48 points, that's not great for DJ Durkin, defensive coordinator. Also not great for A&M as a whole and Jimbo Fisher is the fact that A&M has lost 9 of their last 12 against Power 5 teams, which is a crazy stat. And I had to double check it to make sure it was accurate, but there it is. The good news, I guess, for A&M is that Connor Weigman's still really good. And even though he made a couple mistakes, he made more than enough
He looks
plays in this
sharp.
game to make up for it. Evan Stewart, really good, very much lives up to the hype, had 11 catches. The running back room definitely misses Devin A-Chain, but there's talent there as well. So again, talent is not the issue. Talent is not the issue at A&M. On some level, it's got to come down to coaching. They go on the road, they lose 48-23 or 33, excuse me. Send a get well soon to Cam Kinchins, who took
saw that.
Yeah, had to take the cart off the field with 2 minutes left. Sounds like he is okay, but a scary moment at the end of this game. And hope all is well there.
A lot of people are saying, Ty, true or false? The SEC is a poor man's ACC. Is that where you, after Texas beats Alabama, Florida State throttles LSU, and now Texas A&M taking a back seat to Miami? I mean, obviously Texas not in the ACC, but you understand what I'm saying. The ACC, I mean, look at what Wake Forest did to Vanderbilt. Another match. I mean, like, what are we talking about here, Ty?
It just
the
means
narrative,
more
right?
in the ACC, in the All Costco Conference.
The All Costco Conference, quality in bulk.